because my brother had just fallen 40 feet off a rock cliff face in Virginia. This motherfucker walks out of the ER with no broken bones.
Do you know what's on the floor in the Polymer building that we are not allowed to access?
I plead the fifth. I'm going to go with I don't know. I think, but I'm not 100% sure, but that's like one of the top 5 places that's considered to be the #1 targets to bomb in the U.S. It's the top 5.
All right. Anybody else have any other examples?
I don't really watch that many movies. I'm not very cultured, so I don't have any really good suggestions.
Anything you might have seen when you were a kid.
I want them to do a live action.
Everything I watched was live action, sort of, I think. I don't know. Define live action.
Live action would
Like
be like anything that's filmed with real people and not CGI.
Yeah, so like that's pretty much everything that I've seen for the most part, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, I guess there's no animes or anything that you watch that you would want to see a live action adaptation of that isn't completely fucking butchered. So I know you used to watch a lot of anime when you were like early college, late high
Last
school.
Airbender.
Still really wasn't the whole ton. That's fair.
It's so hard though when
That's
you say
fair.
Last Airbender. Someone tried and it's.
It was so bad.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, didn't they do the Pokemon live action thing or whatever?
Oh,
Is
there
that
was
right?
one.
And
Yeah.
Pikachu looked like he was just stoned out of his mind.
Yes,
Is that
and
right?
it was, the funniest part was
Yeah.
that fucking Ryan Reynolds was the one
Yes.
who voiced Pikachu.
Oh, great.
It was so
it was
bad.
literally
it was funny
Deadpool.
though, you know, like it was
Okay,
almost
yeah,
good because
yeah.
it was that way.
Yeah, so I didn't really watch a whole lot. Like the only animated series that I watched from my childhood that I can think of is like the Beyblade show. Right? Like
Oh my gosh!
I would lay on the couch in the morning before school, turn on like, you know, the first 15 minutes of the Beyblade episode or whatever for that day, watch that, and then go to school. I wouldn't even finish them because I had school afterwards.
Did you have? Did you actually have Beyblades growing up?
Yeah, I had a few.
Dude, I
Didn't
used
they
to-
like get banned or
No,
did-
Beyblades are still like, really popular.
No, but are they still like cast metal or anything?
Yeah.
I thought they got
Yeah.
turned to plastic because they were like too dangerous.
Yeah,
or some
people
shit.
were worried about it for a little bit. I remember.
But people stopped caring because, like, I remember when I
Oh,
was in
good.
about 5th grade, it got really popular again. At least at my school, we used to buy a bunch
Yeah,
of
they were
Beyblades and
really
play them
popular
again.
in 5th grade and 5th.
Yeah, you and I were in the
in
same
there.
grade, so yeah, it would
Yeah.
have been around that same time.
Yeah.
You want to know something super cringe?
What?
I totally actively played Beyblade in high school against other people who also brought Beyblades to school.
In high
But that would
school?
have been
In
roughly
high
around the
school.
same time.
I did
maybe.
it in middle
Well,
school,
no.
so I mean, I don't blame you.
Well, Kyle, you're only what 2 grades ahead of me and Ian, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
So he would have been middle school at that time.
He would have also been middle school whenever it like really
But
gained popularity.
I don't
in,
know. I could see it. They're just
2011.
it's sort of fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know,
kind of
spinning
fun.
tops,
'Cause
whatever.
You can also like deconstruct them, you know, and make your
Yeah,
own.
right. You
and-
make your own. I mean, the
Yeah.
best thing is to strap razor blades to them. That's the most fun. But I don't know. That's a little. Maybe your school kids shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. I don't know.
That's a fucking clip right there.
Yeah, man, I strapped razor blades to my Beyblade, brought it to school, cut off some teacher's hand. They expelled me for a while,
That's
but I'm
not
back.
That's
This is
as
not a
cool
true
as-
story.
I was gonna say it's not as cool as razor blades and the Reese's cups on Halloween, though.
Wasn't that like a hoax or something anyway?
There's an example of a
think-
story I don't know what it is.
There's
People were
some
claiming they were
story
razor
where
blades in
like
the
there were
candy.
some
People
person
were
like put
putting-
razor blades inside of like a Reese's cup or whatever
What? And
for
then resealed
Halloween
it.
and then would reseal it and pass it out. I'm pretty sure that's
Whoa.
just a hoax.
I hope
but
it's a hoax.
I don't know. Maybe Chandler with the Google Foo can
Yes.
Yeah, I can go
Enlighten
Google
us.
it and see. I'm gonna Google that real quick and I'm literally going to Google razor blades in candy and see what shows
razor
up.
blades and
This
candy.
stream's off to a
Halloween or
great
something.
start.
Yes, I
Well,
know.
Yeah, I know. We're already on to razor blades and Beyblades, but hey, it's just blades. It's the blades stream.
Another
guys.
fun one was people who are like, they're gonna put drugs in my kid's candy, and I'm like, who the hell is gonna put their drugs in your kid's
You're
candy?
damn
That-
fucking right,
that shit's
dude. I got so
expensive.
many
Yeah, it's
drugs left
expensive.
over that I'm just gonna stuff them all right into a Reese's cup and pass them out to a
According to-
13-year-old.
According to a 30-second Google search, there have only actually been, prior to 2021, 4 other instances of people actually finding razor blades in their kids' candy.
Wait,
Only.
prior to 2021?
There was a 5th one in 2021 where some girl tried to eat a razor blade in her candy.
What the fuck?
And I'm pretty sure I just read that she was a teenager, so she should have fucking known better.
Wasn't there someone at
No,
Halloween?
it's just the new Tide Pod challenge, bro.
No, okay, no. It was an 8-year-old girl. Never mind.
Still, they're on the TikTok.
Yeah, man.
I
How
swear
many
to God,
razor
if your
blades can
8-year-old
you
is
eat?
on
It's a brand new
TikTok.
TikTok
Yeah,
challenge.
TikTok challenge. Let's go.
Yeah.
The new TikTok
Bro,
challenge.
I can eat like 5, dude.
If it's anything less than 6, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough sell.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wasn't there someone who was giving out like actual iPhones or iPods at Halloween every
Maybe
year?
in Dubai.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
probably
this I
Dubai.
don't recall, but maybe.
Maybe.
There was someone near where I lived, I believe, who did that, and it was always
Wait, where
shocking
you
to me.
lived in like?
It's actually less where I lived in. It was like at the township over or whatever.
Was it like
Who was giving what out?
Beechwood?
I believe there's someone who worked for Apple there, and they gave out like actual iPods.
Actual iPods?
Yeah, but then like following years, they got so popular that instead they had you like get a raffle card out.
Oh my
And then
God,
you'd
raffle
either
off
get, like-
iPods for
yeah,
Halloween?
Yeah, you literally get either a candy bar or an iPod.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that was not that was
Oh, no, the
talking
guest
about
stars
live
are,
action remakes.
I feel so bad for this audio.
So,
Oh well.
Kyle, was
Oh
there?
my
I think
God.
you mentioned that you wanted to talk about the Steam Deck.
Oh yes, the Steam Deck.
I'm just waiting for him to show up, or for her to show up in the camera.
So for those who don't know, about like 1 foot
Yeah,
away
like,
from Chandler's head right now is a
Is a dog?
Is a dog.
Actually,
Yeah.
you can see her nose a little bit on the screen.
Oh,
my
just
goodness.
barely? All right,
Yeah.
that's funny.
But she likes to stand on the back of the couch like a cat.
She
So
Yes.
really wants to be part of the cast. So
no, but so Kyle, the Steam Deck. What did you want to discuss about it
oh
specifically?
yes, I guess I want to discuss what you guys thought you would do with it development wise.
Oh, if we were to like
Ooh,
code on it,
development-wise. Interesting.
because like I honestly I bought it mainly like I did buy it because I wanted to try like Unity development on it, but the main reason I bought it is because I wanted it to be my Steam backlog killer.
That is true. But the thing is, it's so cool, right? Because it has a screen, it runs like normal Linux, it has a
Yeah, it
controller
just runs
attached
straight
to
Arch.
it. Yeah. So essentially, it's like a handheld controller that you can program to like, do anything. So you can like hook up the feed to like a drone, for example, that would be flying, and you could like literally have a switch that's actually flying a drone, for example.
That'd be really interesting. Yeah, like recreating the DJI smart controller or whatever it is, where it's that controller that's got a screen on it,
Yeah.
but out of a Steam Deck.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder how you'd interface that. I know that the DJI stuff, well, no, it uses standard 2.4 and 5.8 gigahertz links, but they're specially encoded.
Yeah, it would need to go
So
to like a
you'd
transceiver.
Need, yeah,
that
you
would
need
actually do
some
the job
form
for you.
of transmitter there. Yeah.
There does exist a
But
standard.
that'd be really cool because, yeah, you've got the screen and you could pipe the camera back to that.
But even if like
And,
for robotics
yeah.
projects or for like the thing that we talked about.
I bet you could do that with like a Pi or something, like in a robot or whatever. Throw a Pi in there with the little Pi camera.
Yeah,
and
the Pi
pipe that
camera.
out to your Steam Deck and have the Steam Deck as the controller.
As long as they're on the
Control
same
kayak
network.
via
Yeah.
Steam Deck.
Exactly.
So, what about using it to control a robot that passes butter?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Honestly,
What
I
is
want
my
to.
purpose?
What is my purpose?
What is my purpose?
Oh my God!
No, no, no. we can slightly change this. You got a 144 hertz monitor, right? It lays
High
off
refresh
to
rate.
the side, right? What is your purpose? You run Discord at 144 frames a second. That's it.
Awesome.
No, so like I'm excited to be able to like just play my video games like not in my house.
Yeah, on the go.
Cause like I
Like a
have
Switch?
so I have this laptop, all right, and I can stream my games from my desktop to this laptop. But the problem is that if I can't play like anything remotely multiplayer because the latency is too high, and even then like I get annoyed whenever my like input latency is too much. So I can't even play a lot of my single player games because I cannot stand the delay of I click the controller and then a quarter second later the character starts to move. That bothers me so much.
Yeah, I feel that.
The one thing that's hard though is like, where are you in your day-to-day life right now that you think the Steam Deck would actually like overwrite your time where you could play games?
First of all, ouch.
No, I'm curious because we're all home, right? Because
Well, then that's the other
Yeah.
thing too. The big thing is that especially recently, I've been laying in bed and using my Steam Deck, which I actually own still.
You mean your
not
Switch?
Steam Deck, not Steam Switch. Fuck, what is it called? Steam Link. That's what it is.
Ah.
Those $7 consoles that you
Yeah.
got that they were giving out away for free. I would lay in bed and I would have my PS5 controller and I would play games on the TV while Haley was when me and Haley was on her phone or whatever. And I quite like enjoying doing that. Yeah, it's nice, but at the same time, Haley wants to watch TV. So what if instead I killed two birds with one stone? Her and I can lay in bed together like she wants, and I can be on my Steam Deck, and she could be watching TV. And I'm overcomplicating this so I can have an excuse to buy a Steam Deck.
I mean, that's
have you
fair.
done the same thing with the Switch?
I have, but there's no games on the Switch that I like want to play. I'm gonna be honest. Like I love the Nintendo games. all the Nintendo games I played, I played them and then I was done. But I'm like not that interested, like at all. Like I played Legend of Zelda once, done. I will play it again maybe when I'm in my 30s. It's gonna be a while.
Oh my goodness.
I don't like replaying that. Like
I've
replaying
maybe
games.
put like 400 or 600 hours into that game.
I haven't played a Zelda game ever. Actually, I really need to.
Do you though? Because it'll take all your time.
What else am I going to use my time for?
If you are going to
Podcasts
play
and
one,
projects.
you
Yeah, I
gotta
know.
start
I could make
old.
money with that time.
You got to start old.
Yeah.
You can't play Breath of the Wild because if you play Breath of the Wild and go back, you'll just be disappointed.
Oh, but yeah, that's fair. Breath of the Wild's so good.
But that's because of it,
it's
but that's because
different
it's on such a different level than the originals.
Most of the Legend of Zelda games, while they were JRPGs, they were very linear in like play. Would you say that for a lot of them, they were very linear?
Yeah, I would say most of them are that way.
Yeah.
There are a couple ones where like you can do like it'll be linear up to a point, and then you could branch in like 3 or 4 different main paths, and then
Yeah, but it was still like a linear. It was more like just playing different levels of a single player campaign.
yeah. But there were a couple things where it felt like really I guess like you can hit places anytime in the game, for example, right? Like there could be a special item that you can get at any time, and so if you explore more, it'll actually physically change your gameplay, just not like so much to the extent of like Breath of the Wild.
But Breath of the Wild was like basically Skyrim and Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
It was a good mix and also nice phone noise.
Very nice.
But yeah, so what else?
So the other question, because it reminded me, because I recently heard you say you installed Minecraft on your Switch.
Yeah.
The new Minecraft update 1.18 just came out, Caves and Cliffs.
I have not played it yet.
It looks incredible.
It does look pretty awesome. Will that run on a Switch though? I don't know. Like, have they finally merged everything like to one
on the
point?
Bedrock edition? Yes, it's all merged.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all merged.
Yeah, but you can't do like crossplay with like a Xbox
Java.
and a
Yes, you can.
Java. Wait, you can?
You can do crossplay with all of the platforms, and I think there's even a tool now where you can like make crossplay servers where you could like play with like the Windows 10 and the Java edition.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
one's
what I
crazy.
was curious about. Java interfacing with
They don't. So
Bedrock.
Microsoft doesn't officially support it, but I'm pretty sure someone
it.
has made a tool that does it. It's not good, but it does work.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because I guess the biggest thing is the Bedrock edition compiles to pretty much every platform except for Mac for some random reason.
Whatever. No.
And
I'm kidding.
Linux.
I think, Linux maybe also. Yeah,
You
you're
can
right.
run regular Java.
Yes,
Minecraft
but
on
I'm
Linux
saying that
just
they don't
fine,
have
though.
a Bedrock edition for Java, nor do they have a Bedrock edition for Mac.
I don't like
Yeah.
the Bedrock edition anyway, though. So whatever. No loss to me.
But all those Bedrock editions can play with each other is the thing. So you can have any device and you can play.
Right. Yeah.
It's just so weird to me that the whole pitch of Bedrock is, you can be on any platform and you can play, but then they don't support Mac, which is like one of like the biggest things. But Java is supported on Mac. You can
But
play
Java
Minecraft
is also really easy to
What's
support on
the
Mac.
what's the user share of Mac? No? Like what's Mac OS versus
It's going up,
Linux
surprisingly.
and Windows?
No, it's
You
going
mean
up.
in terms of like normal users or in terms of gamers? Because that's a big difference.
Normal users.
But that's the thing. Minecraft has like transcended the gamer culture. Like it is now
Correct.
a
That's why I'm
casual
saying.
game.
That's why I'm saying normal users at this point.
I think Microsoft is actually missing out on quite a lot that they don't support Mac, which is weird because they support iOS.
That is really strange. Yeah.
I wonder, actually, can you just run iOS apps on Mac now?
Yes.
Maybe. Oh,
Yes?
there you go.
So maybe, you would just get
Back when I had my Mac Mini, you could.
Oh, that was a while ago too.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could just run the Bedrock edition, like the iPhone version. Although it'd be really annoying to play, especially if you don't have a touchscreen on your Mac. Oh wait,
So here was a research
Yeah, but
study
they got
at
a
college.
touch bar on their Mac. That's listen, man, we couldn't compromise. We had to compromise. The screen, the touch screen was just too expensive. So we got you a touch bar. There you go.
A whole other screen. That
It's almost useless.
Useless and doesn't actually work.
The only
half
thing it's good
time.
for is
Yeah.
playing Doom.
Wait, you can play Doom on the touch bar?
Yeah,
no way.
No,
What?
Sorry,
wait,
what?
really?
they got the little touch bar thing on the Mac.
Yeah.
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 Which
the
it was
little-
like it was something like 64 by like 1080 pixels or something like that.
So you could just like see all the way around you like 8
Yes,
times.
you had a 360 view in Doom that
Oh,
was
man.
64 pixels tall.
Dude, that's great. I wonder if we could run Doom on a little OLED display, like on an Arduino or something.
Someone got that to work, not on the OLED display, but they got like
man.
one of those TFT displays.
Yeah,
and they got
yeah.
Doom to run on those weird Arduino Intel Curie modules.
Hey, what I've got. Yeah.
No, not that.
Oh,
It was
no?
different.
Different one?
It would
Oh,
literally
But can
was-
it run Crisis?
no.
Oh my gosh.
I would love to set it on fire. Yes,
Let's do it. Let's set some Arduinos on fire.
we're running Crisis on an Arduino.
Hell yeah. This is not a commitment to anything.
No, we're not doing this. I'm not even gonna try.
It's a pretty good joke though.
Yeah.
There's a study of these 2,200 college students that apparently 40% use Mac.
College students don't count.
College students don't count.
There's a thing in psychology called the weird, called your users are weird. And it's like white, educated, and then I don't remember what the other three were. But basically, it's that, yeah, psychology measurements are really good at measuring broke college students who need the money from the survey.
I see. Fair.
So,
Fair.
like, getting an actual, like, percentage of...
is really hard.
It's almost impossible
Yeah.
to get a demographic of the world. Because you got to remember, everyone watching this has access to internet, which means you're rather privileged in the entire world sense.
Yeah. That is fair.
Do we have a new chat?
No. Mm-mm.
No, that was
Sorry,
Ian.
that was me announcing that we were going live in a half hour.
Yes.
Or in whatever it was, 5 minutes.
Yes,
probably.
and I actually don't know if anyone is watching it other than us.
I think we have two viewers at the moment.
We have two, and one of them is me.
is you, yes.
Yeah, there's
I
me.
don't know
Let's
how-
go. I'll fight you for it.
I don't know how accurate that is.
It's
but
not
it's
because
not
they
very- Yeah.
only count it as a viewer after they've watched for like a minute, I think. So
Oh,
if
is that
someone's
how
like
that
clicked
works?
on and looked at us for 30 seconds and left, it doesn't count.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
Which apparently is like rather common. Like that happens a lot.
I feel it.
Windows is the most used at 75%, followed by Apple's Mac OS at 16%.
And then then
Yeah,
Chrome,
and then
Chrome
Linux
OS
is like
slash
1.
Linux is the rest.
Yeah, 1%, maybe 2 at best.
Yeah, Linux and Chrome OS.
Did they group them
5%?
together? 5%?
5%?
Yeah, but gotta think.
Yeah,
4% of that is Chrome OS.
Yeah.
Linux desktop is 2.35% of that 5%.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But what demographic is surveyed there,
That was from Wikipedia, so I don't know a better source than that.
Sure. Honestly, fair enough. I can get behind that.
I think the other day we were having a conversation about how, I think it was last night actually, we were having a conversation about how the hell does Wikipedia like make money? Like they make money. They literally, their annual revenue is like,
Oh, yeah, you were screaming about their annual revenue?
their annual
Yeah?
revenue is like
Yeah.
88 million and their operating cost is like 66 million. And then 22 million of that is just server cost.
I can't believe that's $22 million in server costs.
It's
Yeah.
really a lot of money, yeah.
That is crazy.
44 million in employees. That I understand. Like employees are fucking expensive.
Wait, really? How many employees do they
A
have?
lot. Wikipedia isn't just Wikipedia anymore. They group in all of their stuff.
What is all of their stuff?
So
I
like
forget.
Wikimedia is just their like CDN service that they use to just serve all the content.
Uh-huh.
Here,
I guess there's a good amount of
Let's go
back-end
look up what
users
all of
there,
the
or,
Wikipedia-
And there are
Yeah,
people that
programmers
actually
and
like
s-
fact check Wikipedia.
And I think they do
Yeah.
actually pay people now to do that. That might be part on their payroll.
Interesting, I see.
because you can't just put in,
Yeah,
George
right. You
Washington
can't
was
just
a
put
tall
in
black
random
man.
shit. Yeah.
I'm trying to find.
Well, you can. It'll get removed pretty quickly, though.
Yeah, or it'll be fixed.
And
That'll
also
be fixed
technically
by some other user.
Wikipedia. It's the Wikimedia Foundation, by the way. Is their
I
name.
see so many icons there. What? That's like
Yes,
16?
there is a lot. They have 16 companies that they
Holy
manage
cow.
under the Wikipedia like umbrella that they include in their annual revenue.
Well, that
So-
probably explains the whole annual revenue and running costs.
Yes, I'm gonna go over it real quick. What are all of these wiki companies?
Go for it.
I'm ready.
Wikipedia, Wiktionary, which is just a dictionary. WikiQuote, I have no clue what that is. WikiBooks, which are just free books online. WikiSource, WikiNews, Wikiversity, WikiSpecies, MediaWiki, Wikidata, Wikimedia Commons, which are all of their open source, public domain like images and videos. WikiVoyage, Wikimedia, which is not the same as MediaWiki. Wikimedia and MediaWiki are two separate companies. Then there's Wikimedia Incubator, Wikimedia Cloud Services, which is their server infrastructure, and Wikimedia Foundation, which is the nonprofit that manages all of these.
So you're telling me that when I go on wikipedia.com and they bombard me with like donations, that it's not just to run only the Wikipedia website, but probably to run all of those?
According to some guy on Twitter, yes, but that I would like to confirm that with Wikimedia, not just us trusting some random guy on Twitter who did a cost breakdown via Excel.
Fair enough.
So I'm not going to.
So you're telling me everything I see on the internet's not true?
Oh, what do you mean?
Oh my gosh, I will go on a rant about this dude.
Everything you see on the internet's the most true. It's
Yeah,
obviously the greatest fact around.
What is it with our parents? And like when we were kids, they're like, "Don't believe everything on you see on TV." And now we have to go up to them and like, "Don't believe everything that you see on fucking Facebook."
Yep.
Like, what the hell? And even then, they're like, don't believe everything you see on TV. Yet I know people who religiously watch Fox News and nothing else and believe everything that comes out of the newscaster's mouth. Like, weren't you the same people that told me not to believe the telecaster all the time?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what?
Oh, and don't sit too close to your screens, but
Oh man,
Like-
yeah, gotta be
like
nice
this.
and far
No,
away.
you gotta do the mom. You gotta
wasn't
do
there
the 40-year-old mom look.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wasn't
they always
there-
pick up their phone and then they have the like,
Yeah.
and then they go
Yeah,
back.
the squinting and the moving farther away. Yeah, yeah.
Which I will probably be doing at some point.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys are crap.
like they used to. We gotta get a nation far away to see it.
Yeah, we're laughing now, but it's gonna-
and hold that back for me. I can't quite read it yet.
That's gonna be us in the future too. You're right.
I am probably, out of everyone here, I'm the worst off because I have some really fucked up, like, not fucked up, but like really bad genetic eye problems. And then I'm on a computer like 18 hours a day.
It's okay. It wouldn't be that much different in the modern age anyway, because everyone's reading books and looking at papers and stuff for the most part.
Well,
which
yeah,
is
but
one
the
of
screens are
reasons.
really, apparently the big reason that the screens are bad is not because of the text. The big reason the screens are bad is because the blue light isn't good for you.
Oh, good thing that I use Flux then.
Yeah, that's why I turn off the blue light at home. And also, apparently, one of our viewers was not one of. Oh wait, Kyle must have closed the stream because I also only have one.
No,
viewer.
our one viewer is Quentin, if I'm not mistaken. Hell yeah, I gotta pump that viewer count.
them's are rookie numbers.
Them's are rookie numbers.
It's carrying us.
Hey man, we'll get there eventually. You know, we just
All
gotta
right.
pad our viewership a little bit.
All right, Ian, you
Yeah.
did not get to go over any of your topics last time we were doing this.
All right, so who's ready for my brother's 40-foot fall? Yeah.
What?
All right, all right. We're
I
gonna
got
pop. We're gonna pop the image up on screen now. There we go. There's the boy in the paramedics like backboardy sort of thing, being kited out of the rock clip face that he was in West Virginia. Yeah, it's West Virginia. So basically, good story. Chandler was at my house before you arrived, Kyle, when we were working on the breathalyzer. My parents leave at like 4, I think it was,
Yeah, it was like
roughly
4 p.m.
around 4 p.m. And they're like, okay, bye. We got to go to Charleston, West Virginia, a like 3 or 4 hour drive, where they were driving to an emergency room because my brother had just fallen 40 feet off a rock cliff face in Virginia.
West Virginia,
Yeah, West Virginia, as shown by the image there of him in the paramedics
the stretcher.
stretcher. Yeah, I'll just leave the image up. Actually, I do wanna.
You need to force him to watch this clip, by the way.
Oh no! Technological. Oh my God, your mouse is.
The trackpad on that keyboard sucks, I know.
Dude, it's so bad. It was lagging. It was lagging hard. Come on.
It's
Wait
also-
for it.
All right, there we go. Woo!
All right.
Great.
Yeah, I think your mom like came in and said, "Hey, Ian, we have to leave," and you're like, "Why?" And like your brother
I
fell off a
actually
cliff.
I overheard the phone conversation.
Oh, so
I
you kinda
I
knew it was
what-
coming?
I knew it was happening. I'm pretty perceptive. Yeah. I wasn't
brag.
sure if it was him or one of his friends though.
At first, so you knew one of his.
I knew
like,
someone
in his, friend
group.
group.
had fallen. Also, other important note, apparently he hit the deck, meaning that he hit the ground. Like, he fell 40 feet and hit the ground. He was roped in, climbing lead.
There
So
was no
it's-
like padding or anything. So your brother just fell 40 feet, a height that will very easily kill you if you land in the wrong way. And all
Yeah.
he needed to do, and like, how bad were his injuries? Like, are you
All
allowed to
right,
say?
no, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting
okay?
there?
We're,
We're getting
we're,
there.
we're getting there. It's,
getting
it's, that's the good part. I don't know how far, like, from where he actually fell was, but he's reaching up to clip in his rope and he falls. So there's a bunch of slack in the line and he comes tumbling down, hits the ground, whatever. Paramedics get called. He gets kited out of there, sent to the ER in Charleston, West Virginia. My parents drive down there. Apparently, he, like, as far as we knew when they were driving down there, unsure of his injuries. He was, what's the term I'm looking for? Like, he was still speaking and
He was conscious?
like, yeah, cognitive, I believe. While he was there. So then my parents get down. They keep him for a couple of hours. This motherfucker walks out of the ER with no broken bones.
What?
Nothing. He has a scab on his elbow. That's it.
What?
I have no clue what the fuck. Like,
That is-
Superman.
Is your brother like made
I don't-
out of fucking steel?
Yeah, I don't know if he's got like titanium bones or some shit, but yeah, no, he walked out of there, no injuries.
That is like the embodiment of that one rock climbing meme. Have you guys ever seen the one rock climbing meme? There's this meme out there that it's like a like newscaster that's at a rock climbing gym, and she's just like going on like normal, talking about like the the news or whatever, and behind her you see this kid just fall and just like slam into the floor, and then he just
Are
gets
you
up.
Googling it right now, Ian?
No, I'm trying to pull the photo of the boy. There we go.
He
This
then just like
trackpad
gets
sucks
up
ass.
and walks away. Like nothing happened, and the character didn't even know what was happening. I don't think.
What's your brother's first name?
Connor?
Watch out, Logan. Connor's coming for you.
Oh, man. But yeah, apparently he's got a really sore ass.
I'd imagine so.
And yeah, man, still walking.
Should see the boulder.
I was just the human shaped indent in the folder.
Yeah, there's just a giant dent in the boulder that he hit. Yeah.
Like the old cartoons.
Yeah,
Like fucking Tom and Jerry just fall.
You asked for a live action, right?
yeah, man. Yeah, when he hit, like sparks came out, went flying, Yeah.
I have to wonder though. Like I was wondering, like as he fell, how did other people find him or know what he was doing?
Did your friends, did his friends just watch him fall?
Yeah, no, he's climbing with buddies. You can't climb alone, right? There's a guy who's got a belay device and a
I
harness
see.
on, and he feeds the rope up. So if he does fall, they're supposed to catch him. Clearly, they failed at that one. But hey, always got a second shot at that.
Oh man, imagine if you're the belayer, you'd feel so bad.
I
Like,
know, yeah.
Dude, Gaia just said, nah, bro, I got this.
No, bro, I got you. Whoops. Yeah, I sort of dropped the ball on that one, or should I say, dropped the Connor on that one.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So what was the other topic you wanted to discuss, Ian, since you didn't get to go to any of yours?
I don't know. I guess we could pull up Copilot and the fact that it's both fantastic, it terrifies me, and it's also a massive piece of shit because it can't program.
Okay, so let's give some GitHub Copilot. Oh,
yeah,
man.
GitHub Copilot. We gotta give
AI that
I mean, it's
codes
been in
for
the
you.
programmer space for a long time, but yeah, maybe if you want to give the intro for
Yeah,
it.
it was just like it's literally just an AI that like you can type in like a comment of your code, and then it will spit out like code that's actually usually pretty good.
Usually decent, but not always. It depends on the
it fucks up a
application.
lot. I mean, I love it. I think it's really cool.
I'm still afraid of the telemetry, but hey, whatever. That's me in
We
general.
are, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool, but
No, it's certainly really cool. It's awesome that you can just start writing a thing or a script or whatever and just type in your first line, couple lines in, just start pressing tab and it just goes through the rest of it pretty much for you, depending on, what you're programming. But I programmed my blinds the other day.
As
Actually
you do.
a while back. Yeah, as you do, because my blinds run a Python script. And NEMA 17 stepper motors, so the same motors that move around 3D printers. I have 2 motors for each blind, or 1 motor per blind in my room. So a Raspberry Pi controls the blinds, opens them and closes them, because I'm too lazy to do that myself. Whoop, whoop.
Time to spend like 3 hours automating it.
Yeah, no, it's way more than 3 hours. I made a custom printed circuit board for that shit and everything. Like, no, I've got a lot of time
the
invested
entire
in this.
point of our
Yeah,
channel is us overcomplicating the piss out of different things.
Yeah, I overcomplicate opening my blinds because I'm too lazy to take the quarter second that it takes to pull the string in the morning.
I agree.
It works
It
great
is-
as an alarm, though. I gotta say, it works
Oh, is it
real
loud?
good.
Like, does it actually wake you up?
They're sort of loud. They're not that bad. I've tuned them pretty well here, to be totally honest.
It like
But,
closes and opens to flash the light in your eyes. Like,
no,
hey,
it
wake
doesn't
up.
do that. It slowly opens them over 10 seconds. So it's like dark, and then you just hear a click, and then they're open and it's light out, and you're like, damn, now I gotta get out of bed. Fuck.
That's the opposite to me. I wear a sleep mask.
Yeah, so it wouldn't work well
A
for
robot that just takes your mask off when you need to wake up.
you. Oi, mate, wake the fuck up.
Or even funnier, it just grabs the mask and just lets it go. So you just get smacked straight in the face.
I just picture like one of those like foam fingers, just like on a lever arm, like that's next to you in bed. So when you're sleeping and it's like your alarm clock.
You guys ever
Smacks
see?
me in the
We are
face a
number
couple
one.
times.
You guys ever see?
number one.
It's a Good Morning America clip where the guys are, or this guy's like giving everyone high fives, and the first person he goes to high five, he just smacks him straight in the face.
Nice.
And you can see the guy who he smacked in the face, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, Copilot though, it is magical in my opinion. Like
It can be magical. You're right. I thought it was magical until it started opening my blinds once, opens them again when it's supposed to close them. So the blinds just go whamp, and then it comes closing time and they go whamp. And it's like, that ain't gonna work.
still though, the fact that it even opened the blinds in the first place, it's like, what?
I mean, it's literally just sending a couple pulses to a stepper driver, telling it to open.
But how would it know that to do that? There's an infinite number of things it could have typed.
I wrote a little function that just outputs 101010 on one of the Pi's
so you wrote
GPIOs.
that?
Yeah, I wrote the fucking program.
Yes, but I thought at this point you were using Copilot, so I figured Copilot would have helped you.
I mean, I already had a whole bunch of stuff, so I just hit tab a bunch of times for Copilot, but it got all the pinouts way
Wait a second. So you're like,
wrong.
oh, this may work. So you're just like, oh, I know that Copilot doesn't always put out good code. So you just spam the tab key to like get all of the Copilot self-write for you.
I
Code?
mean, pretty much, yeah, as much as I could.
Oh god.
You gotta,
As someone who doesn't really know how to code, I think GitHub Copilot's fucking mint.
Listen, man, in order to code, you just kind of take a keyboard, you smack your face into it a couple times, and then you get some good code. It works.
That's
I
what we
swear.
call a code monkey.
That's exactly.
A code monkey.
Chandler, you are my code monkey,
no,
all right?
I am not.
We lost the TV.
Yeah, I know. It's
well.
fine. Whatever. Who cares?
I have
It's
the
not like
chat
there's
up.
chat anyway, and we got the second little chat window on my
Yeah, and I have
on the stream computer.
I
there.
have the chat up as well, so I can.
yes. Yeah, you should promote more chat stuff. Start spamming chat. No, kidding.
oh my gosh, hello.
Wow, look at that.
So funny. I could like barely read it from here.
Yeah, no, it's impossible to read.
Oh,
but
I
that's
can't
fine.
read it
That's
from
fine.
here.
Oh, I just texted fuck.
Is that why there's asterisks?
Yes.
Oh,
Did it censor me?
It did censor you.
It's
Oh,
probably not a
wonderful.
bad idea, but at the same time, I cuss like a sailor. So
Have we flagged this as for mature audiences or no?
no,
Oh,
Oh,
well,
Well,
I'm
well.
sure it's fine.
it's fine.
Looks like we're losing our monetization.
Not like we have any in the first
Yeah,
place.
exactly,
So not a
so-
huge issue at the moment.
yeah, I actually might go like change that flag right now.
That's
that it's in my
fine.
head. It
Yeah,
won't
we
take me
need
a
more
minute.
topics though, right? We sort of started
No,
strong.
Quentin's
and
got
now we're
plenty.
just fucking
Quentin
around,
has
so
plenty.
I don't know, Kyle. Have you
And I
got
have a few.
anything?
I do,
Oh.
but one of them's directed towards Chandler.
All right,
Oh,
go.
lovely.
I want to hear it.
All
Yeah.
right. So earlier this week, you started ranting to me about the Rust compiler, but I didn't understand a word you were saying. So
I saw that like slightly pop up in a chat, but I didn't really pay much attention to it. So I'm curious as well.
Yeah, Quentin's his eyes are about to glaze over. He's not
I'm
about to
so
care
sorry,
about
yeah,
Quentin.
what is Rust? Let's start there.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Rust is this newfangled programming language that's supposed to like replace all of the old like C and like the really low level compiled languages. Like it's the new meme, as I like to call.
The new
Why not just call it iron oxide?
Oh my god. Is there some way to make a joke about C in there with like the rusting C or rusting it away?
Yeah,
or something?
saltwater makes it rust.
Yeah,
Maybe,
saltwater
maybe
makes
that's
C.
where they got the name from. I
Oh
don't know.
man, saltwater makes C code rust. I see how it is. Haha.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like partially faster in certain scenarios.
That would be a great idea for a transpiler name. We're gonna call the transpiler seawater.
Oh my god.
So it turns your C into rust.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
So
boy.
anyway, but the whole idea behind Rust is that it's supposed to be modern. It's supposed to be thread safe, so you can use it in like multi-threaded applications. So like it'll use multiple cores in your system, and that's supposed to be stupid fast. It is a roughly 15% faster than C, which up until Rust came out, no other computer language had been able to do.
Where was Go at in relation to that?
Go is on par with Java, so it's about twice as slow as C.
I see.
So it's about.
I see, said
I'm
the
horrible.
blind man.
Yeah. I'm terrible.
But anyway, so I was ranting about it because I wasn't so much ranting about it. I was just trying to tell you about how it worked.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it is. It doesn't use a traditional like. I take Rust code, I then turn it into machine code for your system natively, and that machine code, or no, the assembly gets turned to machine code. That's what the correct pipeline is.
Yeah, and that's what C used to do too, right? You have your C code, and
It
then
still
you have
does.
an assembler, make the assembly
That's what the
language,
default
and
behavior of
so
C
actually
is.
runs.
But there's this thing called LLVM. And if I'm honest, all I know is that VM stands for virtual machine, but I don't remember what the other LL is. I think it's low level virtual machine. Maybe that's what it is. But either way, the whole point of LLVM is that your computer language, instead of going from the computer language to native assembly, it goes from the computer language to LLVM, from LLVM to your native computer language, and to your native assembly, and your native assembly to machine code. And that extra layer allows you to, instead of having to build a compiler for every single instruction set that exists, you can just cheat and like just write it for LLVM. And now you have all of the now you have all of the architectures that LLVM supports.
So because
available.
LLVM is like this paradigm, right, that can run assembly on multiple different types of machines.
Yes, or compile to assembly on multiple different machines.
Why doesn't C just say, "Hey, I'll just write to LLVM now"?
It does. They exist. Like there are LLVM compilers for C.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, but it's at the moment though the C compilers are still so good that what's the point?
That's
It's
true.
not any faster. But Rust,
Well, it's supposed to be 15% faster, right?
no, Rust is 15% faster.
Yeah, but it's 15%
because of the
faster
way it
because-
writes the LLVM code.
Exactly. So I'm saying is C code could just utilize the
Do
same.
you know how much of a monolith C is?
Yes, it is. It is pretty big.
Yeah, that's why like you can't do that very easily without breaking a bunch of
Yeah,
things.
it's also. I mean, it's big, but it's less big and more that it's extremely complex, right? Like getting
yeah.
a compiler.
See, y'all were joking about Quentin's eyes glazing over, and mine have already glazed over. I missed I didn't follow like half of that, so that's cool.
Basically, Rust be very fast and modern. There's a simple.
Yep.
There's also a package manager that has too, right?
Yes,
Like-
you don't have to like go try to find all the libraries and shit. You just type in cargo compile or cargo build, and it will find any dependency that you list in the configuration files.
That's really nice, actually.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
dependency
nice.
management is magical.
Anyway,
It
Quentin,
really is,
would you
yeah.
like to break the programmer talk
Yeah.
and do something a little less programmery?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Y'all
we
are
are a bunch
talking
of
to me?
programmers. Yeah, right? See, his eyes and his ears have glazed over.
We lost a
we lost
viewer.
him entirely.
No, we actually just lost a viewer.
podcaster, No.
We lost a podcaster. All right, Quentin, let's do a less nerdy topic.
Yeah.
Well, this is kind of nerdy.
I'm
That's
ready.
okay.
Less programmery, I guess.
Any MCU fans here?
Bing.
All right,
Times
so
two.
Sorry.
Ian is going to be killed when he leaves now.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. What are some songs that you would want to see on that track?
I'm not that good about the 80s music, though, if I'm honest. Like, I like it, but I can't name a bunch of 80s songs.
Okay,
off the
where
top
do
of
you
my
think
head.
they're going to go with Adam Warlock then?
If I'm honest, I don't know. There was rumors that Mark Hamill was supposed to be old Star-Lord, though. I want to see that. If they end up doing that, that would be cool. I don't think it's going to happen. So,
Fair enough.
I think that maybe they go to like 90s rock and add some of those.
oh, you
songs
want them
in
to
there.
move up a decade in
Yeah.
the
Move
songs?
up a decade.
Yes.
That would be kind of cool if they moved up to like 90s rock and like maybe even early 2000s punk, but I'm biased to early 2000s new metal and punk.
Yep.
So,
And then comes the next person. Actually, how about like 2007 X Music, and then 2010
yeah,
electronic.
it only keeps going.
Exactly.
I want Skrillex and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4.
Confirmed. Heard it here first.
I want
But-
Monster Cat on Volume 5.
So are both of you up to date on the MCU?
I am.
I am mostly. I think
Somewhat. I haven't seen the new Eternals movie.
I have seen the Eternals movie. I've not seen the. Oh gosh, what's the movie before Eternals?
Shang-Chi,
I saw Shang-Chi, the one before that.
Black Widow.
Black Widow. I have not seen Black Widow.
I haven't
I'm,
seen any of the three. But I
Yeah.
know what happens.
if I'm honest, the last MCU movie I saw was Endgame.
That's how I
So-
was for a long time. But then do any of you have, either of you have Disney Plus?
Yes.
I do.
Shang-Chi's on it.
Oh
for
my
example.
God, it's just me. I'm the outlier this time.
I started watching it, but that was after I got the jab. So I was sick the next day, so I couldn't really stand watching it the TV.
I see.
Yeah.
You just want to be unconscious.
Dude, when I got my first one, it didn't kill me, obviously, but like I was really, really like sore. I didn't feel any other symptoms. I was just sore. My entire body ached like I had just worked out.
Yep. Arm hurto.
Oh,
I was tired the day after.
No, but it
it
wasn't
went
just
away
my
pretty
arm.
quick.
But it wasn't just my arm. My entire body ached.
Oh, really? Mine was just my arm.
No,
That's
my
so
whole
weird.
body it just hurt to move
Oh,
for
interesting.
24 hours, and the next
Right.
day I was fine.
it put me on my ass.
Yeah.
I had a fever.
Oh, you got sick from it.
I wasn't
I had
as
a-
bad. I was sort of sick from it though, just for the day, and then it like vanished afterwards.
Yeah,
it
the
was
next
just
day.
like one day. Yeah,
You also got a different vaccine than we did, though.
you're right.
Ian.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did.
yeah, what did you guys
Yeah, Johnson and Johnson. So just the single shot thing.
I got Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I got.
I got that too. Pfizer.
The Pfizer, I think, is the
I'm
most
still the
popular
odd one
around
out.
here.
You are
It's very
indeed.
good. It's very good.
I mean, you're the one with all the setup there. So
I mean,
it-
yeah,
it
that's
fits.
fair.
You're
That's
the
fair.
audio engineer, though.
Yeah, I am. See, I'm going to university for computer engineering, but I guess we can get a degree in audio engineering now, so may as well. Yep.
Again, like I
I
know.
just print out my fake degree and put it back here or something.
There are a surprising number of people that go for electrical engineering and then immediately go to audio engineering. Actually,
I don't know. Audio is really cool though, you know?
It is super cool because if you really like signal processing, for example,
Yeah.
like literally the same stuff applies in the music world as it does in the signals world. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
so
can see
crazy.
that.
You know, like a piano, right? If you play a low key and then you play a high like note on the piano, you can hear them both at the same time, right? You can tell two notes are being played.
Right, yeah.
That's how like Wi-Fi used to work. How are you and me both on our phones accessing Wi-Fi at the same time? Like
It's sort of still how it works, right? With the channels, there's like the 11 channels and 2.4
It doesn't.
gigahertz?
It works a little
Or is
differently
it slightly
now.
different now?
Yeah, so now they instead of having so what they do is they take whatever signal and they frequency modulate it, they call it. So
Right,
like
yeah.
in music, right, that's going from a low note to a high note. That's the frequency, and then the data
Right,
is
yeah.
you physically clicking the button. But in Wi-Fi, that's how it used to do it, but now it does round robin really, really fast. So it does me, but it's just so fast, and it does you, and then it does me, and then it does you, and then it goes the next person, then it goes me, and then it goes you.
This is also why gaming on Wi-Fi is bad because it's like trying to go through everyone really, really fast, and that's why your latency significantly increases on Wi-Fi.
I mean,
So
hypothetically,
could you increase latency latency by adding a whole bunch of devices off one router?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Very easily.
yeah, but hypothetically, if you're all wired in, the same problem exists, right? It's just going from
Yes,
internet to
but
internet.
I believe Wi-Fi kind of amplifies that problem because then it also has the issue of one of the other big reasons that Wi-Fi adds latency is because, well, yes, it is going at the speed of light. It does bounce off the walls. Wi-Fi doesn't go
I
through
guess
walls very
interference
well.
patterns and all that.
It bounces really well though, especially 5G. Is it 5G? 5G and 60. What is it? Not 60G. What is it? The 60
60 gigahertz?
60 gigahertz one. I don't know what that one's called. I don't think it's called 5G though.
It's technically a part of 5G, although it's not.
The super high
It's
bandwidth.
not used always,
Yeah.
right? It's super limited, right? You got maybe
It will
5
not
meters
go
off of
through
that.
walls at
No,
all.
not at all.
So you're
Yeah,
telling me
and-
the radiation doesn't go through walls?
That is correct.
Just this
It's a
specific
basic-
type of electromagnetic
it's a
radiation.
it's a basic physics principle. The lower the frequency a wave is, the more penetrating power it has. The higher the frequency, the faster it gets stopped. So if you have a really high frequency wave that you're outputting from something, a piece of paper will stop it. But if you have a really low frequency thing, it'll just punch through walls, through trees, through concrete, whatever, if it's low enough frequency. That's why like radio goes so incredibly far. It's got a ton of punch through power, right? Driving through the country, whatever, under roads and trees, you still get radio.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's
the
just
wavelength
punching
is like
through trees.
multiple meters for like a lot
Yeah,
of
exactly.
radio.
Yep, it is a meter to. I don't know exactly what the full wave antenna length for like 100 megahertz is, but it's a long antenna.
Fun facts.
Fun
Physics.
facts.
in fact, yeah, and then you keep going, right, and you end up with X-ray and
Yeah, right.
And
radiation
somewhere
in
there's
it.
just a very, very tiny sliver that humans are able to see.
Oh yeah, it's
Yes.
microscopic. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Can you imagine what it'd be like to like make a camera that can see at other wavelengths?
I think
You
it would be-
mean an infrared camera, or
Like an
or
infrared
a
camera,
or a thermal
except that
camera?
except that you
You'll
can
see
also
all
do
radio
that-
waves?
Like Chandler said, the human span is like you can see this much of it, right?
Right.
Infrared is like adding this much to it, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like
Oh,
from
so you're
here
saying
to
like a
here.
microwave camera?
A microwave camera, a Wi-Fi camera.
Someone sort of did that. There's a project on YouTube where they took an antenna with a just an antenna like a satellite dish, and they strapped it to a like a moving
modulating-
arm thing. Yeah, and they swept it back and forth across a building,
Make a
outputted that, and then made a picture with it. And they could sort of identify where the Wi-Fi like access points and routers and stuff were in the building just based on the signal strength of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
That was
I-
really cool.
I think I saw the same video. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is super cool.
It's really interesting.
But I actually also saw this other video that I think was some PhD researchers paper. And what they did is they used machine learning and they trained a model to detect where a human was walking around.
Yeah.
And then they took that same data and they applied it to Wi-Fi that they had recorded in the same area. And they were able to make it so that way, given this Wi-Fi chip, essentially, you could identify where humans were walking and how they were walking. So essentially, like,
I saw this. There was a college that had this implemented. Like
Yeah.
this was a system they did, and they used it as a measurement to see like when they should have more employees working where.
See,
at
that's
the
sort of
university.
terrifying, though.
it
you
is
know?
terrifying because
But-
that means you can go on the street. Like, I don't like people tend to not to talk about this, I guess, but you can go on the street with this
yeah,
and just look through everyone's houses. There's not, you can just see straight through all the walls, see where people are and what they're doing.
I mean, you're not gonna have a whole ton of 3D depth to it, though, right?
It has 3D depth.
That's
It's built into the Wi-Fi.
weird.
You can see where the people are, how they're oriented.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
On
It's so
another note,
crazy.
what's the app called? I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure that's not an app. You're gonna need a bunch of high gain antennas and
How to
some
spy
other-
on your significant other.
Yeah, how to
Not your
spy on
significant
your
other, literally everyone in the
how
neighborhood.
to spy on
Yeah.
your neighborhood with $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 in equipment.
Yeah, let's
Heck
just
yeah,
bombard
dude.
all of my neighbors with just all of the electromagnetic radiation.
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
bombard all of my neighbors with like 60 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and that way they can be terrified of the coronavirus because obviously
5G towers, they're
That's how
spread
the
that way, right?
5G
coronavirus is
towers.
spread. Yeah, 5G
Speaking
towers.
of 5G towers, though, this is completely off topic.
No, all good.
Up at in Sandusky at Cedar Point,
Mhm.
they painted and like disguised all their 5G towers to look like trees.
Yeah, so they wouldn't get burned down.
No way, really?
I'm dead serious. It's
Oh,
so
that's
cool.
funny.
That is hilarious.
They actually like added branches, and I looked at it, and I'm like,
That's not a tree?
That's not a tree. I'm like,
That's good. That's good.
and I'm just standing there looking at it. I'm like, that's a fucking 5G tower in the middle of the park.
pulls out the phone. 1 gig download speeds. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Be more than that. It's 60 gigahertz, right?
Yeah.
I think
But you
most
also
phones are
have,
about
Well,
like,
I don't know what
60,
the yeah. It
70,000
depends on the
people.
bandwidth is. Yeah.
yeah. How many
But,
people
but
fit into Cedar
60
Point?
gigahertz is only a couple meters. Like you're only getting like 10 meters.
That's
of
why they have them
range.
all over the park, though.
Yeah.
I think you can fit probably about 80,000 people
In Cedar Point, like
yeah,
non-COVID.
at like $90 a ticket. They bring in a lot of fucking money.
They do bring in a lot of money.
in a day. Like I think,
but
it's
keep
like
in
$4
mind,
million.
roller coasters.
Their
are fucking
operating costs are insane.
expensive. Yeah. Yeah.
They bring home like billions of dollars a year.
yeah.
I mean, they make enough. They make a roller coaster every single year, right?
Yeah,
Is it every year actually?
yeah, just about.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, but imagine. Okay, so what type of engineer works in roller coasters?
Probably
A mechanical?
civil and mechanical.
Civil and mechanical engineers,
I could see
right?
civil.
Imagine that being your job. Just
It'd be
really
designing
cool.
roller coasters.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Would you, I would do that for a living.
I'd do that.
I agree. I'd do that. Yeah.
Are
Kyle?
you Googling it right now?
Yeah, I think there's a specific name for people.
This is
Like
specific
a roller
title?
coaster
Yeah, roller coaster engineer.
Look at
That's it.
that.
You get a degree in that?
Yep.
Yeah. Let me. I'd like to change my degree path, please.
Sure. Absolutely.
Akron, come on, get on that.
We are close enough to Cedar Point, but maybe CSU would be better for that. They're a little closer
They
as
are a
well.
little
They are a little
closer.
closer.
I'm sure there's probably a university up by Sandusky as well. It's
I actually looked
even
into
closer.
so when I was like researching degrees to go to, there was only like 3 universities near us that offered computer engineering.
Kent.
Nope.
Oh
Yeah,
wait,
Kent doesn't
wait.
offer
I thought.
computer
Oh
engineering.
no, computer
Computer
engineering.
science.
Sorry, I thought computer science.
No,
Yeah,
computer
because now you're
engineering.
computer science. Yeah. So what? Akron,
It
maybe.
was Akron
Cleveland?
Case. It was Akron Case.
I think Cincinnati does it.
No. I wanted like within driving distance of my house. That was my goal.
Oh,
Okay, so not Cleveland State.
Not Cleveland. So it was Case, which Case was barely.
What
I
are you
was
talking about? We're from the Midwest. 8 hours is driving distance.
Not for a commute.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's your commute. You
Yeah,
gotta
just 8
drive
hours
8 hours to
there.
classes, and then you
Take your class,
live,
drive 8
live
hours
on
back.
campus for 16 weeks, and then you drive back 8 hours. Exactly.
No, but it was like Case, Mount Union, and Akron were the only ones that offered it, and Mount Union's just started theirs like
Yep.
that year.
Yeah.
I would have been their first ones.
Ooh.
That's
Are they
always
even known
scary.
like as an engineering school?
No, they're trying. They just built the College of Engineering like 3
Are
years
they?
ago.
What,
or,
what
like,
is
3
Mount?
years before.
What is Mount Union?
They're
Mostly
mainly known for
Like,
teaching and nursing.
And nursing.
Yeah,
That's
teaching
sort of
and
what I
nursing
was
are the
thinking.
big two
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So, but to be fair, one of Akron's big things is nursing as well.
Yeah.
Aren't we also big with law?
We're big with polymers.
Polymer. That's
Ah.
the biggest one.
Polymers, engineering, and nursing are our big 3.
Polymer makes sense given the whole massive polymer building.
For a little bit, it looked like they might shift away from engineering. But I don't know.
Well, they moved
Like,
computer
engineering's their
science
one
to the
thing.
engineering department,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Even though I'm still getting a
I
bachelor's.
think
of
that's where it belongs, honestly.
Yeah, I think I
I
would
can
argue.
see it. Yeah,
It's less a language arts thing and more of an engineering problem-based thing.
It really is.
Yeah. So
Software engineer.
do you, Kyle? I
Sorry.
don't know what this is. I think I talked to Ian with this once. Do you know what's on the floor in the polymer building that we are not allowed to access?
Shit, I believe I saw a nuclear radiation sign.
Did we have a reactor?
somewhere in
You
there?
caught me in a weird spot when we're
Not
on a public
reactor.
podcast.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
know.
the
But
reason
that's
we're not supposed to know.
why. Wait, do you not? So like you do know, but you can't say. Is that what you're telling me?
I plead the fifth. I'm gonna go with I don't know.
Fair enough. I respect that. I think I saw some form of like nuclear science. Just
I know
looking
we have a
around in there.
reactor.
Because I was in there. We tried to, we like occasionally, maybe I shouldn't say it. I don't really care though. Videos are public. We've flown drones around the building, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we'd fly our quads up to the top and dive down over and over
Yeah,
and
it's a
over
cool.
again.
It's a cool
And
building.
one of my crazier friends, you know how there's like that big steel mesh, or not mesh, but like big steel structure. It's like big steel boxes, kind of like
Yeah,
a big
right in
steel
front of it,
truss on the top of the building.
Oh, I didn't
And
know
then
that.
right over the entrance, because the entrance is sort of recessed. Like if you have a flat surface, extrude a rectangle out of it, sort of. Like there's a mesh that, or a big steel square over top of that. So a friend brought a drone up and then dove down through that
the
square,
square, yeah.
and then in that little U-shaped thing where the doors are, and then out. It was really cool. It was really
I bet
crazy.
that shot was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun being there. It's certainly interesting. But yeah, we also tried to fly much smaller little drones inside the building, because they had like some interesting floor layout inside of there with all
Yeah,
the
the
glass.
first three.
And
I think
stuff.
you're only allowed to the
Yeah.
first 5 floors.
I think it's the first 5, yeah, because I was just walking around.
Yeah.
But I thought I saw some
I had a couple
form of
classes in that
nuclear
building for a little
radiation
bit.
sign somewhere around there, which
I mean,
was
it's
near
known-
the floors that we can't access.
It's known
So,
as the polymer building, right?
yeah.
So I'd imagine they make polymers in there.
I'd have to assume so.
Yeah. The interesting thing, I remember getting an email not that long ago, like a couple weeks ago, about saying they closed like half of campus because they had to clean. They had some sort of shipment being like shipped out of that building, and they closed down like that side. And I'm thinking,
Yeah, man,
They're,
those
like,
are just the
cleaning up the
nuclear warheads.
yeah, I'm like, what are they like closing down half the university for, just to like clean out a building?
I think, but I'm not 100% sure, but that's like one of the top 5 places that's considered to be the #1 targets to bomb in the U.S. It's in the top 5.
Wait, the
is it
polymer
what?
building at the university?
Akron Polymer
Yeah,
building?
it's to blow up
What?
the building.
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Fun fact.
Okay.
I forget exactly where I read it.
But
And it's super shocking.
yes, I no longer want to go on campus.
Yeah, right. Man, I wish we could just keep working remote, guys.
I mean, like, the good thing is it's like number 5, right? Like,
yeah, right. What's number 1?
Exactly.
Probably
I
the
mean,
White
like,
House.
The White House
or the
yeah,
Pentagon or
like,
something.
New
Yeah,
York City's got to be in there.
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Sorry, already been done.
yeah, that's, beat me to
Number
it.
0.
Beat me to the punch.
Oh gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, we're
Yes.
horrible
So for
people,
anyone
so.
who's tuning in, we are making terrible jokes about the past.
Hey, man, you know what? It's been 20 years.
Yeah,
I
that's the
think
real
we
answer
we
to
can
subreddits.
joke about it. I don't care, man. It happened 20 years ago.
All right.
I'm sorry.
On less depressing, Kyle, do you have any other topics that you wanted to discuss?
Absolutely. Keyboards. Which keyboards do you use and why?
Ooh.
All right,
Okay.
I'll go
Corsair
first.
K68.
Oh, never mind.
And
Oh.
why?
Fair enough.
Corsair.
Just Google Corsair.
What a fucking simp for Corsair.
I,
Oh man.
I already had a Corsair keyboard and mouse, and then I upgraded the rest of my PC to Corsair because I didn't want to someone who really say, "Where's the fur?"
Yeah, someone did just text us, "Where's the furry?"
Oh.
in the Twitch chat.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Well, sorry. We took him out back and shot him like a couple
Yeah.
hours ago.
We did God's work.
Yeah, we did God's work. We gotta like dig a grave still or something. Hope the police don't find him. But sorry.
But the rest of my computer and my setup was Corsair, and I didn't want to have to use multiple lighting software.
That is annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying for sure.
So
Try to make adapters for all that
that's
stuff.
literally it.
So Kyle, you're the one that asked the question. What do you use?
So I personally use a Razer keyboard, Razer Huntsmith. And the reason why is because I didn't do research at the time, and according to the technology I read, like it uses the laser light.
Yes,
breaks-
optomechanical
Yeah,
switches.
I was like, what the heck? That's like faster latency time.
It
and
doesn't
also,
actually give that much of an advantage, but okay.
Yeah, and also, well, I mean, that's true. And also, it looks really cool, RGBness.
It
and
does
stuff.
look really cool.
And it matched with my Razer mouse that I have anyways. So
It's really funny because I've got an RGB keyboard, but it just stays on red. I don't know.
What do you have? Like, what's your
yeah, which
keyboard?
one do you have?
It's a G-Skill Ripjaws KM780 or whatever. I don't really care. It's a keyboard. It's
has
got
blue
It's
switches.
got the switches I like. Exactly. Yeah, MX Blues. So that's all that really matters. I mean, realistically, if I end up needing a new keyboard, which I hope not, but I might have to replace a switch because one of the LEDs is slowly dying. The H key is like noticeably dimmer than all the rest. So
Matching that heal button in video games.
I don't use it all that often. I don't know. Maybe do you type H, but like it's AEIOU as the like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like E is the most common key to be pressed. You'd expect
And to wear out.
Yeah, but no. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to replace the LED or something if it gets any worse because it's driving me mad.
If I am looking for a new keyboard, though, I really want one. I guess I'm a simp for the 9x9 row of keys on the right-hand side for the number pad.
I need a numpad as well. Yeah,
It's really good. So I want like a fully wireless Bluetooth mechanical keyboard that can also operate off of USB-C.
All right, you want to go look at Keychron then?
I was just gonna make my own if I need one.
Oh,
because
yeah,
I'm a
that's
hyper nerd. So
You're gonna be that
unfortunately,
hyper nerd.
yeah, I'm gonna be that hyper.
Look
nerd.
up the if you need a numpad, you wouldn't like it, but there's this one called the 668. It's on Thingiverse and it's fully 3D printable.
I've seen it. I sort of wanted to make a meme because I saw someone added like ridiculously heavy switches to a keyboard, like 100-gram switches.
You had to like hammer the keys.
Yeah, they like made 100-gram switches at one point.
An actual workout. They're like
yeah,
index fingers
yeah, exactly.
swole.
You gotta lift weights with your little index finger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope they were a lesbian.
No, so my keyboard, I have the Keychron K6. Specifically, I have the non-RGB model because that's the only one they had at the time. Haley bought it for me for my birthday last year. It is really, really good. It's blue switches, but it's not cherry blue. It is Gateron blue. And
Trader.
well, yeah,
I agree.
I
concur.
your
As a cherry-
optomechanical switches are not cherry, Kyle.
As a cherry fanboy, I concur. We'll also get this guy out of here because he's not using genuine cherry switches either.
Yeah.
You're good though. The Corsair
Yeah, Corsairs
uses
have genuine
genuines.
cherries.
Yeah, so it's this side of the table versus that side. We don't associate with them. Yeah.
That's why we've been pushed to the
Yep.
sides.
Yep.
Well, I would like to. I wanted to buy their. So Keychron actually makes like literally a keyboard shell that you just pop the switches into, and I wanted to buy one and just put a cherry switches in it and my own custom keycaps. That's what I wanted to do. So I'd be making my own keyboard without all the work.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But here's the thing: it costs 3 times as much than just buying the fucking keyboard.
that is the problem with the custom mechanical boards. They're
Yep, cost of
so
production.
incredibly expensive, and I think it's just
You pay more to build it yourself.
I think it's a cost of scale or economy of scale thing, though, right? Because like the companies that are ordering switches are ordering tens, hundreds of thousands of the same switch,
Yeah, so-
versus me ordering 104 switches to make a keyboard.
I gotta ship it to you and separate them.
That's not
Yeah,
even the
right.
thing. Like it shouldn't.
I don't know. There's like the fully printed keyboards that have kind of exploded in
Well,
popularity.
the fully printed
but
keyboards are really cheap. But have you ever looked in the wiring diagrams for those?
It shouldn't be that bad. It's just
It's
a
not that it's that
standard
bad.
keyboard.
I'm not a
just-
hardware guy.
You just don't want to solder
I don't want to
104
do it.
diodes.
No.
It's not
Simple
that
as that.
bad.
I don't.
But I'm also used to soldering. I do a lot of soldering in my time. So
Yeah, I don't. All of my projects are software projects with very few exceptions.
Listen, man, I
pretty
like-
much all the ones I work with you are my not software
listen,
projects.
man, I like both. I like hardware and software.
Let's
okay?
go. I subscribe to that mentality.
Absolutely.
All right. So
My love is sort of on the hardware side, to be totally honest, but software is still interesting and provides some cool challenges.
Have you guys heard of keyboard chording?
Keyboard chording?
No.
Yeah. So you know how like in a piano you can play chords.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, is this using a keyboard as a piano or something?
It's not as a piano. It's you generally tend to type human words, right? And in order to increase your typing per minute, like let's say you type HELLO, you might type HOELL, for example, and that's hello still, and that's what you meant to type, but you didn't like get the timing exactly right, and so you need to make sure each keystroke is sequential. But there's a new way hypothetically you can do is, and what you do is you type HELL and O all together, and it'll
the
type
keyboard
hello.
will detect that you meant hello.
Exactly. So you just go through and you chord all of your
And
words
it should theoretically increase your efficiency because you only have to do it. You only have to
once
type.
per word instead of once per letter.
Yeah.
That's really interesting and weird.
Yeah, isn't it interesting?
I
maybe might look
don't
into
see that working for like more obscure words though.
I would-
Yeah,
right?
So, like,
Like-
how would you do something like enunciation?
Yeah.
What do you mean by enunciation?
The
like
word
The
enunciation.
word enunciation.
I mean, I'm sure, like, especially
It
for
still works like a normal keyboard,
exactly.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
What
like
about
I wonder if you could make just like a software
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
layer that runs
Yep. Yeah, I think
on
that's what
top
people
of
do.
whatever. Because like most nicer keyboards have full N key rollover. meaning that if you press every single keyboard, if you just run every single key, if you run your hand across all of the keys and press a whole bunch of them at once, all of those keys are going to get sent to the computer. Like if you're in a Word document, you can just slap it and it'll be huge. But
All right, so
was that you?
Yeah, it was me.
That was actually pretty
it
good.
was pretty great. Yeah.
so if we're gonna talk about keyboards, we gotta talk about what mice everyone uses.
G502 for life, baby.
G502 light speed is what I use.
Listen, man, I'm poor as fuck. I got my G502 for $25 at Best Buy because it's the special edition on sale. I should have bought two, honestly. But nah, nothing will beat a wire. I don't care what you think. Wired is best.
Yeah.
They
I
say
agree.
that sometimes the wireless can be just as fast.
I didn't buy it for the speed. I bought it for the convenience.
That's true. But I thought you were a master guy.
What?
MX Master?
That is MX Master on my laptop.
Oh,
So
you're multi.
Yes, I am multi.
person.
I have two. Hello, Bobby. Bobby is watching.
Hey, what up?
It's good.
So, no, I use the G502 wireless or light speed, and I have the wireless charging pad, so I never have to plug it in.
Cool.
I still don't see it, man. I mean,
I will
maybe
say,
there's a
looking back,
slight-
it was not worth it.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know
I
why it wasn't worth it?
Yeah.
Because it was $250 for a mouse setup.
Dude, I could buy 10 mice for that cost.
And like, yeah, I kind of want it. Like I want them. So this is what I want. Logitech, if you are listening, like, please. I want a G502 that has Bluetooth optional, so I can switch between Bluetooth and the dongle. So that way I can use the G502 when I am out and about with my laptop.
Oh, like the Master has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like what the MX Master has, but is in a G502 form factor. I
All right.
love the ergonomics of that mouse.
I agree with that, but also add the ability for the Master 3 to use the mouse pad.
Or that's also a good idea. Yeah. I think the MX Master to also just use the charging pad. That'd be cool as well.
Yes.
Oh, the MX Master is not a gaming mouse. I'm gonna argue it's not at all.
It's a production mouse.
It is a production mouse, as you said, like it's a programmer mouse or whatever.
I think the 502 is pretty well rounded in that regard. You've got
Yes.
some buttons for gaming, or you could map them to be whatever you want. You've got standard, forward, backwards, all that good stuff.
Quentin, what mouse do you run?
Corsair. I don't know what the.
I think
it's an Iron Claw.
Oh, okay.
It just has two buttons on the side. I used
you
to
need-
run
He saw
that.
Corsair on the box at Best Buy and just bought it.
I don't need all the 9 buttons on the side.
Well, mine only has 2 on the side too, but it also has mine. It's weird. So it has the 2 buttons on the side, then it also has the top 2. All right, this is what Bobby says. Bobby says I use Roseville. Newegg can't beat it in price. He's saying he uses Roseville mouse because it be cheap and work.
It do be cheap and it do work. So.
I mean, honestly, I can respect that
Practicality.
side. I can respect that side. But
So-
I don't know, man. At the same time, when the 502 went on sale for
Yeah, that's
$25,
true. Yeah.
I still say it's the best mouse around there.
So my mouse,
I will
have-
bring this back though, because you have the light speed. Is there any advantage to not having the cable? Like I could see maybe
Yes.
a really
No, yes.
tiny
Yeah.
drag advantage, but
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
huge.
So it's not huge because you've never tried it.
Fair
And
enough.
don't-
Fair enough. I'm not.
Don't
going
switch because you'll want to
and
switch.
I'm not sure.
my opinion.
$150 for a mouse is a lot.
Not
of money.
$150. The mouse itself was only $100.
I
But
thought
the
it was
mouse pad was
$150.
$120.
Jesus.
But my mom bought me so what happened was my mom bought me the mouse pad for Christmas, but she didn't buy me the mouse.
That's
That
really
is
funny.
hilarious.
So I was forced to buy the mouse.
That's good. That's
This
good.
is a
Hey,
fancy touchpad.
Haley literally after I told her I got that, she's like, if your mother would have just contacted me, I would have bought you the fucking mouse.
That's funny.
She's probably afraid of leaks.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
so what was your mouse, Kyle?
Oh, I use the Razer Trinity Naga.
Oh, so you match with your keyboard.
But it's really cool because it has a side piece that you can pop off, and there's 3 different sides you can put on. So you can
I
put on.
feel like my friend used to have one of those.
Yeah,
That's
it's
how
so
mine
cool.
is.
Oh, is
It's
it?
like a nice, thin, slim sort of mouse, and you can pop off the sides, like both sides of them.
This one isn't both sides. The one's only the left-hand side.
Oh, all right. So different mouse then, I think.
Wow, I didn't even know that there were other configurable mice. That
No,
is so
yeah.
crazy. I heard 2 of them back
some
to back.
Razer.
What?
I don't know. I'm gonna look this up because now I'm curious.
But yeah, there's forward backward button one. There's one that's like I assume made for like MOBA or something. That's like a wheel of like I don't know 6 or so buttons.
Yeah, those are made for MOBAs.
and then
MOBAs and MMORPGs.
and this is the one that I mainly use, which has 12 buttons on the side.
Jesus.
It's awesome.
Why do you need 12 buttons on the side of your mouse?
It's just infinite macros, and I just use them for like random stuff. Like
Copy paste.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
Copy
Jesus,
paste.
12
There's like a
buttons.
button
There's
for
honestly for your video editing that would be really cool.
Yeah,
Have all those
like-
macros.
Just get
Totally
another
agree.
keyboard, right?
it. But then I have to
Macro
move my
keyboard.
hand physically from the list left keyboard all the way over to the
You
left
also have a
keyboard.
Stream
I feel
Deck.
that. I feel that.
I do have a Stream Deck, and I would highly recommend every programmer
This
to buy
mouse
one.
is freaking wild.
Uh,
Look at this
Yeah.
man's mouse.
Oh, yep, that's my mouse.
Look at,
there
look
it
at this
is.
man's fucking mouse.
Oh god. Okay,
Wait,
so
so Chatty
Bobby,
Naga,
Bobby
if you wanna
How do
ask-
you avoid hitting those buttons?
Do you
by
play
the way?
World of Warcraft?
Yes, that's what
I-
Bobby asked you.
Oh, I do not.
Because
But
that is
I,
some wow stuff.
it is some wild stuff for sure.
Yeah, it's a big wow. Why the fuck would you do that? Yeah. How do you avoid hitting those buttons in like day-to-day use?
I don't know. I just like
She's used to them.
Yeah, I guess,
fair
but
enough.
You have to like physically click them in, like a normal button. So they're,
Yeah, right.
They're like they're
God, imagine if they were capacitive, just like, oh god.
use it with like your thumb pointed up.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yes, you've got to point your pinky out to use the mouse. Yes, of course, like you're British, like you're drinking your tea.
Indeed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
You should program one of the buttons to delete your internet history, says Bobby.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Literally, like anything like that. Like you can have a button like, open Twitch. You can have a button. Go to your
That's
favorite
what
YouTube
the
channel. You
Stream
have a
Deck is for, Kyle.
I'll counter that, Bobby. By the way, my browser doesn't keep a history. Eat that.
button- He's got you there. What browser is that?
Firefox.
You just
Firefox.
configured
It's
Firefox
just
not
set
have
up to
history.
never remember history. It doesn't remember anything. It'll remember passwords, but
But what
that's
if?
it.
But what if you like went to a website and you wanted to go to the website you went to yesterday?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I don't fucking care, man.
Just never find it again.
Ah, fuck. I gotta spend an hour to re-find it. Yeah.
There is
Give it
oh,
No, I've done that a handful of times. It's annoying, but I don't care.
to be fair, I never use my browser history anyway.
Yeah.
Like I always just Google search it again.
But when you need it, though, it is. So
When you need it
helpful.
is nice. So I actually saw this thing. I was listening to another podcast of this guy who the entire podcast was about this guy who programmed his own search engine that will prioritize things he's previously searched first. So like
I really like that, actually.
yeah, and he hosted it himself. It was hosted at his house. And it kept a database, a rolling database of, and it kept like all of his notes, all of the programs like on his GitHub, and it had all of the stuff. So like if he searched something, and it would like say he searched for a function for something for his code,
Yeah.
it would show his GitHub first. Say, hey, you already did this once.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That is pretty cool.
yeah, and like it
Some-
was a really interesting podcast.
Some people only use search now. They don't even use their file system anymore. They like hit save, and then whenever they need
No,
something.
not some people. Apparently, like the younger generation, I mean like younger than us, like who are currently like 12, 13.
I think I've overheard this.
I read this somewhere. They don't have a concept of a file system.
Yeah,
That's so wild to me
Isn't
because
that
I
crazy?
nest so many files.
Same.
And folders, just nested all the way down, right? Like for the logos and the stuff that I've been doing, right?
Right.
There's a casual coders folder, and then there's banners, logos, icons, intros, whatever. There's like a whole bunch of different things, and then inside those, there's even more folders for whatever different project that I'm working on.
Yeah,
In
Like,
all honesty,
yeah.
I don't know what I would do without the file explorer.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, how do you even stay organized? I mean, I guess if the search is really good, but
you just know it by name.
even the
and/or-
Windows search isn't all that good.
This is because-
Especially because it searches fucking Bing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've had to turn that off so many times. Just group policy, edit it away,
I've
make your
literally-
registry changes.
I've literally typed
Ugh,
Visual
it's
Studio
horrible.
Code, and when I typed V, it popped up. But I finished typing
Yeah,
it
right.
out.
You finish typing it, and then
And
it
then it
just
goes to
can't
Bing.
find it. Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
what?
Why?
So this is something I think this was brought up in a conversation about Google when I heard this. And their argument is that Google has established brand loyalty in the kids. It's like cigarettes.
That's
Cigarettes have established brand loyalty against.
That's sort of proven though. That's what Apple's trying to do in young kids.
Well, yeah,
in
and
the
that's
computer labs.
Chromebooks
They're
are
trying to get
partially to
them-
blame for the
Yeah.
fact that the kids don't have a concept of a file system because Chrome doesn't force you to put anything in folders. You can
Oh,
just
does
throw
it-
everything in Drive and then search it using the Google search.
Oh right.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And then we're over here, we're old people Windows users. Oh yeah, Bobby said, I have a 2.1 terabyte homework folder. Bobby, you haven't gone to school in a while.
Yeah, he's been accumulating a lot of homework.
Homework.
Ah, I see. Homework.
Yeah,
I
just like
understand
that
now.
homework for the project that we previously
Ah, I
discussed.
see, I
Yeah,
see.
12.2 gigabytes per zip file download.
Yeah, if you're curious, talked about on over there,
Episode
check
2
it
that
out.
you will see later.
Episode 2, yeah.
Dude, we should like live stream episode 2, but we'll just like mention that it's not actually a live stream.
I mean, that's cool with me. Yeah,
And then we'll also publish it on YouTube.
yeah.
So this one will also be available on YouTube. And knowing Kyle, he's going to clip half of the very incriminating stuff that we say.
Absolutely.
Hello,
Kyle
TikTok.
just seems like the guy who's like, oh yeah, this is incriminating. Hold on, let me post this everywhere.
It's okay. Kyle's my boss. He can fire me, but he hasn't yet. So, so we have about 10 minutes left. So is there any other topics you guys want to talk about? Of 10 to 12-ish minutes, because we started the stream like 5 minutes before we actually went live. So I'll make it like an hour and 35 just because.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the
So we have about
stream
15
wasn't
minutes.
officially started at that point. That was just the, hey, we're loading, you know?
Yeah, so 15 minutes then. Is there any other
Almost
closing
20.
topics-ish?
I mean, we still got plenty of time to discuss another topic.
Sounds like a plan to me.
I don't really have a
sounds
whole
like Kyle
lot. I'm
has
sure
one.
I could think of something if I give it some thought here.
Kyle?
So
This one's kind of a nerdy one, though. Are we okay with ending on a nerdy one?
I'm okay with that.
We're casual coders.
Yeah, exactly.
Who?
See? Now he gets to use it again.
Who is Cloudflare, and why did they give away all their products for free?
Oh, God, no. Why are you screaming? This is like directed at me, too.
So,
Good.
so who the fuck is Cloudflare?
So Cloudflare is this like, what is it? They're called like a
DNS?
no.
No?
They're
Something
not
else?
just a.
Are
They are
like
not.
brand.
I mean, they have D-brand. Yeah.
They're like
So-
D-brand, but for websites.
They just give away shit for free.
Yeah.
No,
Are they
so-
.com or .net?
It's cloudflare.com.
Okay, they're cool.
So you say that to me, and one of my domain names I own is .net because chan1012.com I didn't like. No. So the big thing with
Now
Cloud,
someone's gonna buy that to spite you.
yeah, I know.
Oh, that's
Probably gonna be
good.
Bobby.
Yeah, and then forward it to Chanton12. To
No,
his
forward it
.net.
to like a porn website.
Oh yeah, forward it to Pornhub. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Cornhub.
Pornhub. Oh,
No,
there we
so
go.
Cloudflare is a secondary hosting provider where basically they're a secondary cloud provider where basically they rent out massive pieces of data center to like, so they have a bunch of 250-ish data centers. I think not all of their stuff is rented. I think they actually do own some data centers, but they have like all of these data centers around the world. And their whole idea is that they want you to be able to access the content closer to your home to like directly access it. So
I
because of
understand this now.
they
To
off
make it quicker.
yeah, to make it so latency would be lower. They want their goal is to have everyone within 10 milliseconds of ping of every single one of their data centers.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really
So,
interesting.
but the idea is that they offer a bunch of services that run in these like localized data centers, including the DNS that they're really famous for that LTT did a big video on.
Yep.
They have one where like they offer like kind of like AWS Lambda where they'll run like a serverless function for you nearby. They have one where they'll host like a local, like a sample web page nearby. And they also have like DDoS protection and all these other services and stuff.
So that's really cool. So it'd be really expensive, right?
It should be really expensive, yeah. And if I'm honest, I don't understand how they make money half the time because they literally just give stuff away super cheap and almost for free.
Remember, if it's free, you are the product.
Literally,
But that's
like
the thing.
how are we?
Cloudflare says Cloudflare is like one of those companies that's really good about like disclosing all of this like privacy information and stuff. They're very pro privacy. They have a bunch of privacy related products they offer.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I think they're like actually just genuinely trying to be good on the internet. And like actually they don't have an agenda. They're just trying to be good people.
Some of what
And
you
improve
said
the
with
internet.
with the like really low latency.
Why
data-
speed people up when you can bottleneck others down equals truly quality?
Yeah.
This guy knows what's up.
Absolutely.
Good job,
Is-
Bobby.
Is that Bobby? Yeah.
That's
Bobby.
Some of this like decreasing latency by spreading your data across a whole
It's
bunch
kind
of
of like
data servers,
decentralized, yeah.
It reminds me a lot of what Amazon does. I don't know if
Yeah,
you know.
but Amazon
behind the
only has a
scenes-
few dozen. They don't have
No, behind
hundreds.
the scenes, Amazon takes all their warehouses and they run algorithms.
Oh,
to
you're
try
talking
to
about the out. You're talking
yeah,
about
to
the
try to
warehouses
spread their
themselves.
items, right? Based on whether or not they think a certain like group or area will buy an item more, they'll stock it in their warehouse depending on whatever. So if like city A wants a whole bunch of hard drives and city B wants a whole bunch of monitors or whatever, they're not going to send monitors to city A. They're going to send a whole bunch to city B though, and they're not going to send hard drives to city B. They're going to send the hard drives off to city A. So it's really it's
Yeah,
sort of a
but-
similar thing, right? Of putting the data where it needs to be accessed the most, or
Yeah, the
like
thing is,
where
though,
it's
it's like-
generally accessed.
I don't understand. Like, what product were we using it for recently?
I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was, but like, in order to provide that, they need a ton of data centers.
Oh,
basically
I was
everywhere.
talking to you about Cloudflare R2, their new S3 competitor.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So they have like
You're
this
gonna
new
have to break
storage.
that
Yeah,
down.
yeah. What does that mean?
So Cloudflare are there's Amazon S3, which is like the gold standard in internet storage, where you like upload something to S3 and then it's like there forever. It's at a permanent URL. And
It's kind of like Google Drive, I
yeah,
guess.
but it's like for like internet services.
Businessy or ISP sort of. I don't know.
No,
Say one more time.
it's more like image storage for like websites. Like
Okay.
that host the image that like
Okay,
Instagram would
I
then
see.
serve to you. That
Yeah.
kind of
or
thing.
or hypothetically, like YouTube videos would be in an S3 bucket if it was. If
Well, whatever the
Amazon
Google
made-
equivalent of an S3
Yeah.
bucket is, yeah.
I see.
But yeah, but they're like, Amazon was like the way to go because they're the cheapest to download, they're the cheapest to upload, and they're the cheapest to store. Backblaze is another competitor of theirs. Backblaze is cheaper, but it still costs you money to upload and download the data, right?
I only know Backblaze is the backup.
They also
solution.
offer their own S3 competitor now.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but Cloudflare, oh my God, they announced that they're doing an S3 competitor that's like a quarter of the cost of these other two.
That's crazy.
It's not only is it a quarter of the cost, but they don't charge you for uploads and downloads. They only charge you for storage, at least as
All
far as
right.
I could read into it. And I'm like, how?
There's no way, like, right? Like,
Yeah,
they have to be subsidizing it in some way.
Well, that's the thing is that, again, I really think like a lot of their products, they're there to meet like minimum profit requirements. I think Cloudflare is borderline non-profit with how much stuff they give away.
Yeah, literally. I feel like there has to be some billionaire funding the project behind the scenes. It's just like
But they
laundering
do
money.
it in such a way they can make money though still. Like they have to make money because they have literally thousands of employees.
yeah, they have to pay those people somehow.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also, like, there's so many data centers in order for the ping to be so good, for example, right? And the data to be everywhere.
Well,
Yeah,
they
gotta
also
pay for that
share data
property.
centers with like other companies as well. I think they actually do like rent out a part of an Amazon data center, part of an Azure data center, part of a Google data center.
yeah, but
I'm sure
renting
that's
costs
expensive
money.
though. Yeah, right. Renting costs a lot of money.
So-
You can host a website out of your own house with a NAS. I actually do that, Bobby. But the problem is my upload speed is crap. So if too many people try to access my website, it will crash.
You do need a really high upload to do some of that stuff. Brendan used to do that because he used to have decent internet.
And he had like symmetric gigabit in his dorm room. or
No, he
something.
didn't. He didn't. I had a symmetric gigabit in my dorm room when I was on campus.
But you couldn't use it because you couldn't port forward.
No, I couldn't port forward. But Brendan actually like owned it because they were in a separate house, off campus housing in Cincy.
Yeah. So one of the
And he had a gigabit down and 250 up. And then that recently got changed to 500 up. But unfortunately, he moved, and now he's on Spectrum. So he's got the same
25.
yeah, the same shitty 400 down, 20 up.
That I have.
And apparently, his ISP that used to provide, this actually good internet is just across the street. Like he's on the side of the street that doesn't receive that that service.
That's where you like call them and be like, hey, can I pay $300 for you to run the
yeah,
fiber?
I know,
like,
right?
10
I'm pretty
feet?
sure he's done that, and they won't.
well, because they have to literally tear up the
rage-inducing.
fucking ground to like run it under the road.
I mean, they've got above ground fiber, but I don't know if it's underground. I don't really know how the city is structured.
yeah, but like one of the other services that Cloudflare is like more known for is that their content delivery network, where they'll like distribute like an image to all of their data centers. So whenever you try to access that image, it's like as fast latency as possible locally. And that they offer pretty cheaply. That they do. And that's the other thing too, is that Cloudflare's biggest customer is not little guys like us who would be paying for that service. Their big
Big
customers
corporations
are Google
Yeah.
and like other massive companies. Like this, they have technologies that like Google and Amazon won't bother doing themselves. They just pay Cloudflare to do it because it's cheaper.
So that's probably how they make their money.
Yeah.
Charge these big companies out the ass. And then,
I don't know if they actually have Google, but I know they have some Fortune 500 companies under their wing as their customers. Like I know that that's where most of their revenue probably comes from.
Fair enough.
But then that also means that for little guys like us, they get us hooked on when we're like, hey, it's cheap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then we
like
go to
down-
our companies, right? And then
Yep.
they proliferate.
Yeah, and that's part of the other idea. The big things that they also do, they offer a lot of privacy services because you were like worried about privacy and stuff. They offer like they actually have a cryptography system where they have an API that has a webcam, and the webcam is pointed at a bunch of lava lamps.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
that's how they
yeah.
generate their cryptographic keys.
I think Tom Scott did a video on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Tom Scott did a video on that.
Yeah.
Where they have a webcam and they literally just look at every lava lamp and they generate a number based on the position of the lava lamps.
Yeah,
like
they got just a
liquid
wall
inside
of
it.
lava lamps. Yeah.
That is
It's
crazy.
really cool.
That's crazy to me.
I'm not sure if they hash the image or what they do.
I don't know how they
exactly
do
to
it, but they said
yeah.
that it's like
How do they
close
guarantee
to as random as
integrity?
possible. What?
How do they guarantee integrity?
That's how it's almost random as
It's
possible.
supposed to be random anyway, right?
If
Why
I
do you
set my
care?
own up and I point it at a monitor that is an image of a lava lamp,
Yeah,
but-
but the lava lamps are always moving.
but it's not a real lava lamp. It's not a monitor. It's a video.
No, I'm
playing.
saying that this is how they generate their official cryptographic keys. That they you know how they have they give out SSL certificates for like websites to make the websites like the low lock.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's
Alright,
how
I
they
missed-
generate the certificates.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
And I actually thought
Okay.
about like making my own API where I was debating on how I would want to do it. I was thinking like pointing a camera at the fish tank.
Oh,
Like,
that's
that would be
funny.
a cool
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Or like pointing a camera at like, I don't know, not a level lamp, but some other like thing that you have
That
in your
hasn't
house
been done
that
before,
would be
maybe.
random.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be a cool idea.
I
Backyard,
agree.
maybe. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of things that can be considered like
It's
random. but
not random enough though. I suppose.
Pointing it at the sky would be cool, but I think that it wouldn't be random enough on a clear day.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you just gotta add artificial clouds. We just gotta start pumping the chemtrails, man.
Bobby has a question for us.
Oh yeah,
man.
first
okay,
viewer
we're
question.
like getting close to like the end, but I really want to answer this question.
Don't ignore that time. We're going with this time right here.
All right, fine. With the possibility of Starlink taking off, how do you think they will counter commercially available satellite communications used to control weapons such as drones or turrets? All right, so I know a lot of information about this. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. But I have a friend who I'm not going to just like say,
Yep.
who works for a company, which I am also not going to say.
So there's this guy.
There's this
So
guy.
I know this guy.
at
Who
this
knows
company.
this guy?
And Bobby,
Who
since we're
knows this
friends,
guy?
Bobby, since we're friends, like after the stream, if you actually want to like sit down and like talk to me about this, I will, because it's like personal between the two of us. But on stream, I will not say who or what company it is. But they're like, and this might give it away a little bit. They actually are working with Starlink to like give military communications. That might give away the company. You could probably Google that because it was on the news not long ago. But they're working with Starlink to like actually use Starlink for military communications on like as like base stations.
I don't know. I watched the busting video on Starlink.
But that's the thing. That's how they're going to subsidize it.
Right. It's unsustainable as is. You cannot
For
make
just
enough money
consumers.
for consumers.
But if they start selling to the
I
military,
mean, yeah, maybe if they get government subsidiary, that's the only way. Because it's
that's
so,
not a government
it's-
subsidy. That
it's
is a
like,
government contract.
Yeah.
That is like
Government contracting, whatever.
Yeah,
You can call it subsidizing, I suppose, in a way. But yeah, I don't know. They're going to have to, like,
I don't know if
they need
were,
an external source of profit because the cost of their satellites and rocket launches
and
all
the
of
dishes
that
and stuff that they have to
compared
send out to users.
the the dishes and all of that stuff. Like
They
the
lose
dishes
money
use
on
a
the
crazy
equipment.
technology with how they're doing the beam forming on the antennas
the
and
beam forming
all of
technology
that
is super
stuff
cool.
as well.
I hope they're able to make it
I
sustainable.
mean, they have
though.
to keep a huge satellite array, and the satellites can only serve maybe 100 people.
It's
right?
more than
It's
that,
really
but yeah.
small number of people, and they're not geostationary either. They're moving, so you have to.
But that's how they're
account
able
for
to
all
keep
of
the
that,
latency low.
And it still doesn't work out. The math just doesn't.
Yeah,
work
but like
out.
whenever they move, another one moves in position.
Right, another one moves
So-
in position. Right, but you have to have
The
it
satellites
so
only act
incredibly
as like a
dense. The satellites.
mirror.
I don't know what the latency on the satellites is. I thought they were targeting gigabit, and I think each
They are.
satellite's only a terabit. So each satellite can only support like 1,000 people.
More satellites mean
And-
well, no. So each satellite is about a terabit. However,
Yeah.
in rural areas like around here, they're only targeting like 200, 300 meg
Okay, fair
to like
enough.
account for that. So the more satellites that get up around here, then the faster our internet will be.
Eventually,
Sure,
there's
I
just a
don't know.
Dyson sphere of satellites.
Yeah,
around
right.
there.
And then
Well,
you
no,
also
that's
have
the
to
other
contend
issue.
with the
No,
ability
that's a
of-
problem that they're
yeah,
gonna have.
Launching rockets is going to become
And
very
there might be so
difficult.
many
Yeah.
low Earth orbit satellites that like NASA's going to have to work around that.
Yeah.
And like other space agencies are going to have to work around the fact that there's too many fucking satellites and they can't like risk a rocket being bombarded with
When was the
satellite.
last time they had to emergency move the ISS?
Not long ago,
Yeah,
because
I don't recall it being
Russia
long ago,
got in
yeah.
some big trouble off of
Yeah,
that
they
one.
did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Yes.
because Russia blew up, basically made some sort of rocket that will blow up
right,
satellites.
Yeah.
And they did blow up a
yeah,
satellite.
they
that
blew
was,
up
like,
a satellite or
collision path
something.
with
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
They blew up a satellite that was on the collision path with the ISS while there were cosmonauts on the ISS, and they had to move the ISS
Yeah.
because
And
of
the
that.
ISS, like astronauts, like had to, like put on spacesuits and like quarantine in like a room in case of.
Yeah,
It's
right.
debris.
Oh, so Bobby has a question. Couldn't they just build the satellites as a signal booster that simply bounce all the signals down to a localized base station? That is how it works. That's
Yeah.
all they do. But here's the problem, all right? Normal satellite internet, there is one satellite that like serves an entire country. And the problem is that one satellite is only a few terabits worth of bandwidth.
But it's also super far away.
It's also super far. It is
Geostationary orbits are
35,000
huge.
miles away.
Yeah, right. What's your latency there? At least it's a
2
couple
seconds. It's
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yep.
Because my dad used to have satellite internet.
Interesting.
It was a 2-second latency for me. I would do ping Google, and it would take 2 seconds for me to get a response from Google.
Correct. Yeah.
The speed wasn't
Round trip?
actually what
Round trip.
2 seconds. That being said, the actual like usability after the latency was okay. Like I could download things at about 50 megabit. Like it wasn't terrible. I could deal with it for
what
just like
year was this?
This was
for
in
reference?
2015.
Okay.
So this wasn't that long ago. But the thing is, the whole idea with Starlink is that, hey, how about instead of having a satellite 35,000 miles away, let's put a bunch of satellites only about 700 miles away. Maybe it's kilometers, but either way, put like 700 miles away.
I think
and let's
you're
put
closer to 7,000 kilometers.
no,
or
700. They're low Earth orbit.
100 kilometers or 100 miles is not like correct.
No, seriously, they're only like 7. I'm going to look this
I
up.
don't think that's right.
Orbit.
Maybe I'm thinking orbital velocity.
Starlink
Earth's orbital velocity is like
satellite.
8.3.
It's not
kilometers
much.
per
Like
second.
their actual orbit, not orbit speed, orbit.
Yeah, I know.
distance.
Orbit distance. I feel like 700 kilometers is not right.
I'm looking it up right now because
Like
I'm
700
curious.
kilometers is maybe.
First of
here
all,
to
one
Florida.
satellite weighs. They said that one satellite weighs 570 pounds. For
That's
reference for how
really
big
light.
That
they-
is quite light. Yeah.
yeah. And they launch thousands of them
Just
with every
search up
launch.
the low Earth orbit height.
Well, no, I wanted to look up what it. Like I actually. Orbit height. Damn it.
One thing I'm surprised about though is I was expecting eventually people to have those Starlink dishes that like serve houses like on your car as you drive around.
That's
So,
that's
like,
that's his goal.
I still don't.
Okay, you are right. It is not 700. It's 2,000 kilometers.
There you go. That's more correct.
But yes, but either way, instead of having them 35,000, yeah, okay, Bobby Googled it. It was 2,000.
Nice.
But instead of having them like super, super far away, you have a bunch of them close by and then just have them like each dish just switch satellites whenever the one gets out of range. And the latency is way lower. Like the latency on Starlink is like comparable to cable. Like it's insane. And the speeds are comparable to cable. The upload's not as good, but the upload's better than cable, but not as good as fiber.
Better than DSL though, which is sort of where
Way
they're
better.
targeting, right? I guess realistically, you don't have to worry about big cities because they've already got the infrastructure. But out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere,
Which is
you
also
don't
why the
have
American Midwest
infrastructure.
was like one of his first customers that was available.
yeah.
So like at each of those levels, how many megabit per second is associated with those levels?
What do you mean
What?
with
Oh
what
yeah,
levels?
because they have the 3 levels of satellites, right? They have the low Earth orbit cluster, and then a cluster above that, and then one even farther above that.
Their idea
I don't
is-
know
is
what
that-
the like speeds are associated with that exactly though.
I think they're trying to optimize it so that like low Earth orbit,
I mean,
the
low Earth
lower
orbit's
Earth
obviously
orbit-
going to have the highest.
the latency, yes, but they're trying to be like trying to
highest.
optimize it where like low latency dependent like packets. So like they detect, hey, this person's playing Counter-Strike, use the low Earth orbit satellites.
Oh,
Hey, this
interesting, I
person's
see.
downloading a file, use the higher bandwidth, higher up ones.
I see.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't see it as sustainable, but I feel like the video that I watched isn't. It's not perfect. It's got its flaws, like everything.
And
if
also here is the current like list of all of their altitudes for their and I was right. They do have satellites in the 700 kilometer ring.
Really?
Yes. They have one that is they have the first shell. So these are the 5 shells of satellites that we were just discussing. They have first shell, 500 they have 1440 satellites in a 550 kilometer shell. They then have 1440 in a 540 kilometer shell. They have a 720 in a 570 kilometer shell. Maybe it's distance. Maybe this is what this is. I don't know. But 360 in a 560 kilometer shell. I think
it
this is
like
distance, not
distance
orbit.
between.
I think it's distance between satellites.
Yeah.
Yes. Fifth shell, 172 in a 560 kilometer shell. And this is like going from closest to Earth to farthest away. Mm-hmm. So the idea is, though, that you'll always have a satellite like within range
Yeah.
that you can ping off of.
But like if I am using Starlink, will my upload speed be better than it is with Spectrum right now?
No.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
Really?
Yes. Their
I
upload
call
speeds
bullshit.
is it's like 1 to 3. So it's like if you have
Oh,
300 meg
upload
download.
speed. Sorry, I thought you were saying latency.
No, upload speed.
So like
Well,
their upload
maybe.
speed is like it's like 100 megabit if you have like a 300 meg download. It's way better
Oh,
upload wise.
Yeah,
That
better,
is
better
4
than
or 5
Spectrum, but
times faster
Spectrum's
than
uploads are
Spectrum.
dog shit anyway.
Right, but
They,
that's what we're
it-
comparing with,
I
right?
really hope they manage to change the description of DSL to be 100-100 symmetric.
I
Which
literally
believe
called
they're trying to do.
AT&T and was like, please give me internet so I can hopefully get fiber. And they're like, yeah, sorry, no. It's like Spectrum's the best I got.
I do
Like,
have one question
here.
for Bobby as well.
Well, Bobby asked us one more question, but ask Bobby the question.
All right, Bobby, how's the audio? Is everyone well balanced?
Oh, that's a
'Cause
great
that's sort of
question.
my
How-
job.
yeah, how does
so,
every- does
yeah,
everyone
how does
sound
everything
well?
sound? All good, hopefully.
At
Yeah.
Quentin.
Bobby says sounds space good.
Awesome. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
So
All right.
Bobby's
Last-
question.
This will be the last question.
This will be the
by
last
way.
question for this podcast. With quantum entangled particles, are they they're basically, are they trying to do quantum entanglement for internet communications?
Yes.
They're actively working on it.
I was unaware of that. That's interesting.
Well, the
They
idea
AMD
is
people in
working
general?
on their
They as in people in general, like humanity, or
Yes.
they as in Starlink?
no,
humanity in general.
humanity. Is
Yeah,
what
humanity
I
in
was
general, I agree.
targeting, Yeah.
AMD's working on a quantum
AMD is working on it.
quantum chip.
Really?
And
Well,
then
that's
they're
probably
also-
quantum
they're
computing,
also-
or is that quantum
quantum-
networking?
Yeah, I would
quantum
assume that's
computing
quantum
that they're
computing.
also they filed a patent not too long ago on quantum networking.
So that'd be really
All
cool to
right.
be able to literally be on Mars and then also playing with someone who's playing Call of Duty on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Because there are some huge issues with getting contact to Mars. It's
So-
like a 20-minute or more
It's
round
20.
trip.
It's a 20-minute round trip. Yes.
So I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure with how this works is like you have a single spot where you entangle particles because
Yeah.
in order to entangle particles, the closer they are, the easier it is to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they move those particles physically far away.
Right.
And then when they measure one, the quantum effect happens, and the other one immediately becomes known. That is what's used for the communication between these two spots. So
But
you need
then
a way
how
to
would you
physically move the
re-entangle those
particles.
particles?
You don't need to, essentially.
Once they're entangled, they're entangled.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So could you just... How would that work, though?
So Bobby's concern is that he wanted to be able to fly his military drones with no latency across like borders. And I'm like, no, quantum entanglement can go farther than that. We can be like, people can be literally light
Two
years.
sides of the universe apart.
Yes,
Yeah.
they could be across the fucking Milky Way galaxy, and we would have perfect communication with no latency.
I'm still
You
struggling
can
to see
access
how
the
that would
internet
work.
from
Once you've
anywhere.
entangled your two particles, you read the one and the other changes.
Yes.
So then
Yes, Star Wars.
you get a 1 and
Correct.
a 0. How does that then like transmit between the two particles? Or do you need to
You have, like,
constantly ship new particles
you have
across
to-
the universe?
You have to constantly ship new particles, but what it is, I think,
I'll give you your example.
I think what you need to do, and don't quote me, Google it, of course, right? But is you have this
Yes.
logic that compares against the qubit, right? So then when they measure it, if it's one way, they do thing A, and if it's the other way, they do thing B, knowing that the other one will measure it on the other side, and it'll be the other way, and that's how the communication hypothetically get across.
and they would just
I
convert that
understand.
to digital signals.
I'm
pretty
not
much.
a physicist, man. I don't really comprehend or follow
So
that
so
one.
so
but
let's say there's 0, 1, right?
yeah.
And let's say if the information is here, if it's a 0, I'm going to print out hello world, right?
Mhm.
So if I contangle the particles by reading this value, when I read it and it's a 1, I know that the other place printed hello world.
I see.
So yeah. The thing though is that I'm pretty certain that the communication speed, like the latency between, like the speed of information is not faster than the speed of light. I don't remember how or why.
Some physics bullshit that we don't understand because we're not physicists.
We're not physicists, no.
True. Yep. Casual coders, not
Casual coders, not casual
Casual physicists.
physicists.
Oh man, that is a very interesting concept.
is,
That is really a...
There has been like a Zoom call equivalent of a like video call using quantum particles, though. I do know of.
Someone did that?
Yes, a company in China did
Oh,
it.
that's wild.
like
okay.
like kind
I'm
of a
gonna
long
have
time
to-
ago.
I'm going to have
also.
to look that up after
2016.
this.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting.
Speaking of
Me too.
which, I think it's just about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching the first live episode of the Casual Coders podcast. This is the Casual Coders signing out.